What is Islam all about? Radical Islamism in the West, using America as a case study. What we have seen for years, some people are seeing today. To be a Democrat supporter is like being a pro-Islamic radicalism and jihadi insurgent groups. That's beyond doubt. What people don't know is that Satan the devil is very smart and brilliantly manipulative and, in fact, the master of manipulation in all spiritual and physical manners. They neither love Democrats nor Americans but aim at infiltrating themselves in them, to use them to hijack America. You cannot educate or try to convince a radical Muslim. That's just like convince the devil to accept the goodwill. Based on analyses from terrorism researchers, congressional testimony, and government reports, the landscape of jihadi-aligned or Islamist activist groups in America primarily consists of organizations that promote Islamist ideologies, advocate for designated foreign terrorist groups, or have historical links to groups like the Muslim Brotherhood. Groups and networks identified with Islamist/jihadi agendas in the U.S. include Council on American Islamic Relations, CAIR, founded following a 1993 meeting of Hamas activists. CAIR has been described as part of the U.S. Muslim Brotherhood network and has been scrutinized for its lobbying efforts. Students for Justice in Palestine, SJP, a student organization frequently involved in anti-Israel activism, identified as having links to or promoting the agenda of designated terror groups like Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad. Within Our Lifetime, WOL, an activist group that frequently partners with SJP and promotes similar anti-Zionist, pro-resistance rhetoric. Samadown, Palestinian Prisoner Solidarity Network, a group considered to have ties to the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine, PFLP, and involved in supporting the Hamas-led agenda in Gaza. American Muslims for Palestine, AMP, an organization that has faced allegations of providing support for the agendas of Hamas-aligned organizations in the U.S. Al-Maghrib Institute. Founded in 2002, this organization is considered a hub of activist Salafism, which can sometimes provide a foundation for jihadist ideologies, although not all affiliates are violent jihadists. Historical and ideological context. Virginia Jihad Network, early 2000s, a network of individuals based in Northern Virginia that was linked to extremist, violent jihadist activities, with Ali al-Timami as a prominent ideologue. Anwar al-Awlaki Network. While al-Awlaki was killed in 2011, his teachings and online presence laid the foundation for homegrown jihadism in America. The Muslim Brotherhood Network. Reports have identified a broad network of U.S.-based NGOs and organizations that were established by the Muslim Brotherhood with the aim of advancing an Islamist political agenda. Important distinctions. Many of these groups focus on political advocacy, educational initiatives, or lobbying, which they describe as civil rights work. However, federal investigators and independent researchers argue that these organizations share ideological foundations with broader Islamist jihadist movements or maintain ties to groups designated as foreign terrorist organizations. Let us be blunt, honest, and undiplomatic, as President Donald J. Trump has mandated social media platforms to allow free speech and opinions. God bless him always. Did you think what they call Allah is God? Think again, and this time around, be logical and pragmatic. Names mean nothing, but the character of a person behind any name defines and identifies the personality bearing the name. What they call Allah is that same Lucifer chased out from the third heaven to downwards of the earth. He inhabits the second heavens, down to the earth's surface, the land and seas. He has thousands of other demons with him. Note, the worst of demons are in the second heavens, where they still claim territory. However, they are merely leased as free tenants, as free will still allows by the Almighty Great I Am, the actually owner of the entire universe. I am not singing a song, I am telling you the obvious truth. In a nutshell, the so-called Allah, from every logical sense, is a spiritual being between the moon and the stars, a blood-thirsty, ever-dreaded, and extremely wicked demon. That's why each time an innocent soul is taken by its servants, radical Islamic extremists, they will scream, Allah Allahukaba. That's dedicating enchantment of blood offering to it. Meanwhile, these extremists believe to be rewarded with absurd 72 virgins when they must have died. I hope you are adding the dots. Does that sound reasonable to you? If yes, what type of Allah are they talking about? In Islam, women have little or no worth nor respect except for lovemaking and childbearing. Why not read about Muhammad, his personality and roles in Islam as their Allah's servant? What does Muhammad's personality says about him and his Allah? A God Almighty. Are you all right? To whom brain is given, analytical reasoning is expected. Why not read this same Quran by yourself? What then is Islam? An actual religion? A cult group? What in exact as per judging from their activities, aims, and objectives. Islam is not a religion in the real sense, but a dreaded political ideology aimed at hijacking the entire world for the glory of that same demonic being in the second heavens they call Allah. It's the continuation of #1 spiritual warfare and conspiracy against the will of God after the fall of man at Eden. Make sense out of this. I know what I'm saying. Ask your questions politely. You can criticize logically. Don't troll unnecessarily. In an unjust society, the truth becomes a revolutionary act. Therefore, silence is considered a crime. Stand up for what is right. Follow, subscribe for daily updates.